True Plays.
Hello YouTube, True Marvelous here, your 2 million G gamer. Welcome to another True Plays. Today I'm bringing you Rims Racing on the Xbox and Xbox One, that is, and Xbox One S/X or X/S, whichever way. I always call it Xbox Series. So the Xbox Series version and Xbox One. The majority of the footage you're going to see in this video is going to be from the Series version of the game playing on an Xbox One X. The review though will comment on both versions of the game really, so if you have the last generation console or this generation's console, you will get to be informed of what's going on. First of all, with pricing of the game, there is multiple versions of this game on the storefront. It is a little bit confusing, to be honest with you, because there's probably it's like 3 main versions, but there's multiple versions of the middle version of the game. This is just the basic vanilla version with no bells and whistles, no manufacturer packs, which you can buy as well for an additional uplift in price. And then there's a further uplift in price if you want the Ultimate Edition, which gets you all the manufacturer's packs. The base version of the game is priced at £41.74 in the UK, which translates to €49.99. By the time this video goes live, it should be out in the US. Unfortunately, I have no US pricing as of yet, but if it follows what the majority of pricing follows, then it will be the same value as in that it is in euros, in dollars basically. So if it's €49.99, it'll be $49.99. So just to go through the versions with you, the vanilla version, let's say £41.74 and €49.99 in euros respectively. We have the manufacturer's editions, which you can get like Yamaha. And actually, I'll go into the store and show you guys. Actually, that's probably the easiest way to illustrate this. If I'm honest with you, let us go and have a look while we are here. Here we go. So there you go. We have manufacturer's versions. You have the Japanese manufacturers. You have European manufacturers, and they are $54.24, and I believe $69.99 in euros. Let me just double check that. $64.99 in euros. And then we have the all singing, all dancing version at $66.99 or €79.99 euros. So I imagine that's going to be $80 for the ultimate version and $65 for a manufacturer's version. So you do have quite a lot of choices there, and the manufacturer's versions just seem to net you. Let me just check this for you. Includes Bloody Beetroot Specials DLC, 1 livery and 1 suit, Korea Pro Starter Pack, Japanese Manufacturer's Pack, which includes 3 rider suits, 4 liveries, 76 performance parts for Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and Suzuki motorcycles, whilst the European one will obviously do the same for European manufacturers. Okay, so now that's that out of the way, we can get into the game. But I just thought I'd inform you of your buying options there. Let's say this is based on the vanilla version of the game, and any recommendation I make, whether it be buy, wait for a sale, or a disaster, will be based on just buying the vanilla version. Obviously, if you choose to uplift your version of the game, then that's entirely up to you. Okay, so we've got general settings here. These are default. We'll play it on default to begin with. I feel that's only fair. So intermediate, motorbikes reacts realistically to dynamics of the track, give you a rewarding driving experience, but not too punitive during braking and exiting corners. Now, disclaimer here, I'm not very good at racing games. It's bad enough when you can crash into things, so it's probably going to be even worse now you can fall off a bike. So, beginner is driving aid, support you during cornering, use this setting if you want a simplified and less realistic driving experience. I will probably be going for that casually, but we're going to start on intermediate and realistics if you're a genius at these kind of games. Career difficulty can restart quick calendar events with no consequences. Performance of the opponents is reduced. The game difficulty can be changed in a sense. Okay, so in a calendar retirement rank. Okay, so novice, which is the default, means you can restart races by the sounds of it with no consequences, and the AI is not as good. Semi-pro, you can't restart calendar events, but if you quit, there's no consequences, and the performance is slightly reduced. And pro is you can't restart calendar events. Quitting a calendar event results in retirement at DNF, so did not finish. Performance and opponents is at maximum. The game difficulty can change in general settings at any time. Okay, well, it was defaulted to novice, so we're going to default to novice. Voiceover text English, yes, let's go. It's taking a little bit of time to get into the game, but there's a lot to cover here. We'll do that.
Welcome to the RIMS Racing tutorial.
Welcome.
So, you aspire to be the next RIMS Racing Pro Champion?
Yeah, but I find it unlikely that's going to happen because I suck at driving games.
Well then, first we need to start with the basics. Complete a lap on Circuit Zolder.
Circuit Zolder. A real track? I'm liking the bike model.
Hit the throttle and steer to control the motorbike.
Have a quick look. Somebody's getting sponsorship. Yeah. Other soft drinks are available. Okay. Accelerate, right trigger. No surprise there. Left and right. Okay. I apologize for what's you're about to witness. I expect loads of falling off and generally sucking. Just saying. I'm liking the character model.
To decrease the speed.
Oh yeah, bikes have forward and rear brakes, don't they? This complicates things as I had trouble braking in a car with one brake. But how are you supposed to brake on a motorcycle? You're supposed to jam both at once, so you're supposed to feather the front or back brake? I honestly have no clue.
Follow the ideal trajectory and use it to control the throttle.
Okay. Hey, I'm falling off yet. I'm going around 2 corners. This is a result. This is good. Ooh, we have popping going on in the trees in the background. That's a bit disappointing. This is supposedly the superior version of the game that we're playing currently.
Change the camera to suit your riding style.
RB to change camera. But you think you'd have paused the... Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so we have regular, closer.
Change the ECU settings to adapt the drive assist to your needs.
It's kind of raised above. Multiple. Select traction control system, anti-wheelie, traction control system, anti-wheelie, and engine brake. I know what traction control is. I know what engine anti-wheelie is. Engine brake, I don't know what that is. Also, is 0 high or 4 high? So if we turn it all up to 4, have we got maximum assistance there? I don't know. Oh, that's set at the back. That's at the bottom right. You have a look, it's at the bottom right there. TCS, EW, EB. They're all set to 2 at the moment. Okay, we're learning. We're learning as we're going along. I haven't fallen off yet. This is a result, guys. This is... I'm falling off. I'm falling off. I'm falling off. No, I'm not. Recovered.
Use respawn to recover from a stall.
To get out from a stalemate. Oh, I didn't have a chance to read that. Why was that the only one that that didn't pause the game? So X is respawn. Says I can't respawn. Oh, it's one of those chicanery things. Bloody beetroots, easy. What?
If you run out of fuel and the motorbike stops, the ride will end. Be careful.
How do you told us bikes need fuel?
Now that you've learned the basics, finish the lap. Good luck and enjoy the ride.
Have I forgot what? Hold on. Oh, I was braking then. I didn't seem to be slowing down. Oh my god. I thought that was the track. Oh no. Alright, I just thought the service road was the track. Never mind. Pretend you didn't see that. No one's watching.
You've completed the Rims racing tutorial.
If you choose no, you'll be redirected to the main menu. Let's go to the main menu. We haven't seen that yet. Okay, we have single player, we have multiplayer, we have settings. That's just text us into us. Okay. Braking system split. Choose between braking system combined or split. With combined system, you can activate the front and rear brakes the same. Oh, okay. They've added. All right. Okay. Tucked position. Choose whenever the rider moves into tucked position automatically or manually. Okay. There's a lot of. If you want to make things more tricky for yourself, you can do so. You can obviously add a bit of a few more driving aids there as well. Fast pit stop. All right. Okay. We play pit stops. So there's the career difficulty that we saw before. Audio and video, any options? No, there's no performance or visual quality resolution options available. That's a bit disappointing to say. We are on a series version of the game currently. Rims card, that's my stats, that says you suck. Okay. News. Online challenges available. Okay, are we to start a career? We can do private testing, academy racing tutorial, academy mode, complete your academy events, learn how to ride, set up your motorbike. We'll just do a career race. We'll just see what happens.
Everything is ready to start the new season. The calendar is full of events on international circuits and very challenging road tracks.
Why does this lady's voice sound familiar?
We will be dealing with some of the fastest and highest performance motorbikes ever made. But remember, speed alone is not enough to be the new Rims World Champion.
Not falling off is.
The conditions of each event will be analysed and the right strategies prepared for a setup that's always competitive. By taking good care of the motorbikes, they won't let us down. Let's start. The team is waiting for you. Welcome to your headquarters. Here you can manage all aspects of your career. The headquarters is composed of 2 floors. Each floor has its own areas dedicated to a specific function. You are on the ground floor. Let's start. Here, you can manage every aspect of your motorbike, from tuning to the mounted components.
Oh, okay.
Let's start by choosing a brand new motorbike by going into motorbike selection.
The fastest one, please.
Don't worry, it's on the house.
One preferably that super glues you into the seat. Actually, I probably should go for handling if I'm honest with you, because Speed is my enemy. So it looks like they're ranked on acceleration, braking, handling, and fuel capacity. Fuel capacity is like like a 2.5 liter difference. What's the height? I'm going for the highest handling, honestly. That's BMW's the highest so far. Okay. I'm going with a BMW then. What's confirmed the motorbike cannot be changed. Other modes will be unlocked by progressing career mode. Confirm motorbike, yes.
Nice choice. Now we have to fill in your data. To do that, we need to go to the upper floor.
Fill in my data?
Let's go upstairs.
How? Oh, right
Let's
stick.
go to the lodging area.
Lodging? Are we sleeping in this garage?
Here you can customize your rider, access the inventory and shop. Let's go to rider custom. Here, tell me more about yourself.
Body
When
type.
you're done, press the back.
Round. Well, we've got two body types. They both look the same. Nationality. Scottish. So that means England must be there as well. That's Northern Ireland. Where's the... There we go. E on start. Really? That's following style. Shoulders out, body out. Okay. Breaking leg. Oh my god, okay. Breaking fingers. Set how many fingers the rider uses to break. Does that matter? Okay. I'm just basically showing you everything this game's got to offer, guys. So, this is... Oh, right. We can... Suit. Okay, so I can't customize the suit. I can just choose a suit. That's a bit disappointing. I would love to have been able to customize it in my own colors. Looks as if I only can choose pants or... Oh, was the body types male and female? I honestly couldn't tell. You honestly can't tell. Alright. Yeah, I only can see to chose those two in grey at the moment. The jacket and the trousers. I can't change the boots, gloves. That's like suit again, and helmet. I can't change any of that at the moment. Alright, well, we'll back out of that.
Now it's time to hop on your motorbike and ride. Let's go back to the ground floor. Access the calendar, where you will plan your... The career is organized into a series of different events. Each event has its own set of rules. Participation required. Feel free to explore the calendar, and when you're ready, start your first event.
Racing tutorial. Learn the basics of riding. Activate the status check. Perform a pit stop. Set time of less than 7 minutes. I just want to do a race. Let's
Welcome to your first calendar event, which is an academy event. Academy events are designed to provide you with challenges. Once an Academy event is completed, during this event, you will learn how to check the motorbike status check, MSC.
Oh, pit stop. Okay, so we can start tune and we've got settings. So if we tune, oh my word, okay. Oh, so it looks as if we can have, it looks like the top right there, there are different settings we can have. Adjust the rebound on compression to provide better suspension and performance. Okay. Just looking at all this here, I would say that this game is aimed not at novices, because I know nothing about any of this. Even with those descriptions, I honestly don't know where to start with this, if I'm honest with you. We've even got gear ratios. Oh my word. This definitely seems to be aimed more at the enthusiast rather than somebody who wants just a racer to pick up. So we'll just leave everything as it is. We've got tires to change as well, apparently. Suggested use. I mean, I understand tires for dry and wet circuits and stuff like that. I understand that. That's pretty self-explanatory. We've got front and back tires there. Fuel management. Fill or drain the amount of fuel in the motorbike tank. So obviously you don't want to be carrying more fuel than you need, but you obviously need enough fuel to finish the race. So where's the information of how long the race is? 4.1 kilometers, and we're going 3 laps around it. So we need what? 4, 8, 12. We need 12 liters of fuel then, from what I'm gathering. So if I drain some fuel, we'll just have 12.5 liters, just to make sure we've got enough. You see, it reduces the rate of the weight of the bike, so we'll go faster, which is a bad thing for me because I fall off things. Anyway, that's tuning done. We've got tuning. Let's start. So we've got to activate the MCS, perform a pit stop, and set a time of less than 7 minutes. Once again, I apologize for what you're about to witness. We can also access tuning again on this screen for some reason. Or start penalty on. Oh no. Am I started? I've started. What the hell? Game. Overachievement. What's that for? Fleeing from a coyote. Is that right? Less than. Okay, that's a bit of a gimme then, isn't it? It's the same track. It is the same track. Oh my god. Okay. How do I activate MCS? What is MCS? How do I activate it? You didn't tell me that in the tutorial. There's the same pop-up again.
The motorbike status check. To monitor the state, every component of the motorbike has its own statistics and condition value.
Oh my word. What, so I can do this in a race and pause the race?
With the motorbike status check, you can always keep the component icons give information.
Good, medium, bad, yeah, obviously, for example, set that.
Here, you can visualize all the data about the rear tire component.
Oh my word.
As you can see, some data needs to be unlocked, but we'll talk about that later on. No need to hurry. The clock stops in the MSC. If you need help with the icons, open the info panel. Good. Remember, if something doesn't feel right with the motorbike's behavior, check the MSC.
There's a lot going on in this game.
Feel free to explore the MSC.
Yeah, let's just get back to the racing. I would love a countdown just when we're coming back into the action, rather than just literally it's just bang, bang, and you're off again. Maybe a 3-second countdown, maybe.
During a crash, wheelie or stoppie, the motorbike status check isn't available.
Oh well, we won't. Speedrun strats, guys. Corners are just suggestions. The braking is... I think I'm braking wrong. Honestly, I've never ridden a motorcycle in my life, so I do not know how to ride one at all. I don't know how you should brake. I'm literally pressing both brakes here, and that bar takes a long time to go from green to red. Red to green even. What's my time at the moment?
Pit lane to perform a pit stop.
Pit lane is oh, is this the pit lane? The bit I ran off on my previous lap is the pit stop.
The motorbike is in autopilot. Use this time to choose if you want to change tires.
In the pit lane, the motorbike is in autopilot. Use this time to choose if you want to change tires. I don't know.
Now equip some new tires, change pressure and refuel.
All right. Well. Yeah, I want to keep the same tires. How do I switch to the... How do I switch to the desired motorbike layout? Right stick, change fuel. Oh, we can fuel up by right stick. Okay. Oh, up and down is changing tire pressure. I honestly don't know. Go, go, go.
You have to coordinate your team to apply the choices you made. Perform the actions that appear on the screen as fast.
Oh my word. I'm doing this? What's that thing? Oh, is it the refueler? Interesting.
Great job. Now you will exit the pit lane in autopilot.
What a view. Not quite sure of that. Ooh. New racing line. Yeah, that popping going on again. Something's going on with my exhaust, mate. Big corner. I was going way too fast. I didn't fall. No, I didn't fall off. No, we're good. Okay, so my exhaust is popping, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's green. Hey! This is fun, but I think this is too much for like somebody like me who knows absolutely zilch about bikes. This is definitely aimed at somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. I've done it again, haven't I? I've done it again. I for some reason I see that road. I see that road and I think that's the track for some reason. Going way too fast again. Okay, what we're going to do is, after this, we're going to do a race. But I'm going to stop the recording. And I'm going to switch over to the other version of the game. And why did I fall off then? Investigating, no penalty. Oh, so you get driving penalties if you, of course, investigating because I went off the track a bit. Oh my, I got a +2 second penalty. What for? I gained no advantage by touching the side of the road? Or was that just my time difference per lap? Where's my total time as well? Have I took more or less than 7 minutes? Okay, task for this lap is not go into the bloody pit lane. The braking doesn't. I feel like the brakes don't work. Honestly, I was holding both brakes and let off the accelerator there, and that line just wouldn't go to green. Right, here we go. So there you go. Look, there's the pit lane. There's the pit lane. It is very confusing though, isn't it? I mean, sorry. It is for me anyway. Oh, it took 8 minutes, so I failed. Awesome. Right, okay. I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to come back on the other version of the game and just see what the crack is there, and we're going to do a full race. So I'll be back in a edited moment. Okay, guys. So we are back on the regular Xbox version of the game now. I have to say I had to go through what you've just seen me do once again. I chose a different bike this time, by the way, so we can tell the difference between the two versions here. And that's the thing, you can't tell the difference between the two versions. They both look very similar to one another. I would say there's probably a little bit more detail on the bikes. But you'll see for yourself when I do this race. This is the first race against other vehicles, I think. After the race, which you didn't see in the video, your bike parts wear out or depreciate in quality, and you can take them off and put new ones on. The narrator gave us a pair of brake pads to fit, and you do like a little mini game where it's just basically, you know, like the pit stop was, where you hold the X button in a direction and then you maybe twirl your stick around. It was basically that. I've had to look around for an option to turn that off, because I would get annoyed at doing that myself, but there's not. If there's an option to do it, I can't seem to find it. But it's interesting that it's kind of like imitating you actually taking the parts off the bike and putting them back on again. But anyway, let's 1v1. Have a break, rest event. Rest event. Okay, brand event. Start. Yeah, you want for completing the courses and the requirements, you unlock. You obviously go up in level. You unlock new parts. You unlock credits to buy new parts as well. It's the same track. So this is the last generation version of the game. I mean, the bike looks a little bit less detailed, but I would say a little bit less detailed. Not earth-shatteringly different. I've false started again. Oh, this is where it all goes wrong. This is where it all goes wrong now, even more wrong than it did before. It's wet as well. Why is it wet? Oh, see, there we go. There you go. We're off. I'm sorry. My bad. I take full responsibility for that crash. I couldn't control this in the dry. This is with the driving assists whacked on full as well. So this is a beginner. I did slightly better on the thing on the event you saw previously, but not much. I'm off. Whee! Penalty. Yeah, you get penalties. I got 3.5 second penalty for cutting across that corner. Well, the game's no fun. You can't cheat it. What? Oh, if I just fell off. Everyone's falling off. And as you can see, it don't look any different, does it? It don't look much different. If different at all. So I wouldn't worry about too much the version of quite why this couldn't be a smart delivery. I honestly don't know. I don't know why Narcon was the publisher. I don't take responsibility for that one. They've done it before. They don't seem to embrace the smart delivery system. They seem to want to create two apps for it, two games, I can't control this. This is not a fault of the game, by the way. This is a fault of me. I'm not very good at racing games. I said that at the start of the video, and believe me, I'm not very good at all with them. I don't finish last, so I'll take that as the win. But I've got to get 3.5 seconds in front of that guy because I've got 3.5 seconds worth of penalties. I think everybody else has finished. 7 laps. Oh my word. Okay, I don't think we're going to finish this race, in all honesty. It's going to take me quite some time to... Oh, I've done it again. That's another 3.5 seconds penalty, I guess. No penalty? Why was there no penalty for that? Weird. Okay. I'll take it, I suppose. It's a chicanery, which I take extremely well. No penalty for that either. Well, I've improved. I haven't fallen off for 5 seconds, so things have improved. So yeah, anyway, let's wrap this up, guys. Pros, it looks nice on both versions of the game. To the point where I can't even see a discernible difference, or not a difference that's noteworthy anyway, of anything. Hey, get away! I'm not finishing last. Sorry. See, it was your fault. You braked. Look at this, is just a game. Fell off at least 5 times. Oh, you should have won for 500. I would have that on by the end of the time we go into another track. Yeah, no discernible difference with the versions of the game. They're nigh on identical. The same popping happens on the trees on this corner. Amazing. I like the level of detail in the game. It's great, but now that wasn't me. No, that wasn't me. How come it starts him in front of me? He was the one who plowed into the back of me like a clown. I hold my hands up when it's my fault. You should get a DQ for that. What? Oh, yeah. This is a massive penalty. Yeah, 2 seconds penalty. Yes. Yeah, the level of detail of the game, customization, and tinkering with the parts and everything is immense, to the point where if you're not knowledgeable of mechanics of what of a bike, I need to break. Number 2 seconds penalty. Yeah, there we go. 8 seconds worth of penalties. Joy. It's a bit overwhelming. I honestly don't know where to start with any of that stuff. I am not knowledgeable at all, so it's not very accessible unless you know about these bikes, about what each of the parts do, about what you should tinker with, what suits which kind of tracks. I have no clue where to start. I mean, checking when a part's wore out, fair enough. I can check that because he's got simple percentage mark or color coded. You know to change it, but how to set up for the race, I have absolutely zero clue how to do that. So it doesn't make itself very accessible to newbies. If you just want to pick up and play a racing game, this probably isn't the one for you, in all honesty. It definitely is catered towards people more familiar with this world of motorsport, this form of motorsport. Nevertheless, it's fun. I've enjoyed doing this video, and I'm gonna play a bit more off the video as well. Other than superior loading times on the series version, there's no real discernible difference between the two versions, so I wouldn't worry if you've got last gen or this gen. The one advantage of that is if you're an achievement hunter, you did it again. That was not my fault. That was not my fault. The one advantage to having two separate versions of the game is obviously there's two achievement lists. So if you are an achievement hunter and love your racing games, you can double dip on this if you want to buy the game twice. The downside to it is if you don't want to buy the game twice, then there's no smart delivery. So you don't just automatically get the best version of the game available to you with your purchase. But it looks as if the more you play this game, the more events you do, the more customization unlocks, the more parts. In the garage, you can literally change everything: front wing, back wing, suspension, springs, brake pads, tires. I can't remember what else there was. The same with the player as well. I mean, all this, you can change all these aspects here, and when you're actually out of the game, in the garage, you can change a lot more than all this stuff. So there's a lot. Yeah, one criticism while I'm on this as well, as I mentioned before, this should have a countdown when you revert back to the race, because if you pause this in the wrong position on a restart, you could pretty much just crash and burn. Come back. I overtook you. Not legally, but I overtook you. I also don't know what, you see the top right there underneath the time? What are those red and white things? I don't understand what they are. Give me all the penalties. There you go, thank you. Half a second penalty. I'm flat last, aren't I? Even if I finish in front of this guy, I am last. Now that shouldn't be a penalty. Yeah, I gain no advantage by doing that. What lap are we on? We're on 5 or 7. We may as well finish this, hadn't we? We may as well finish this. I have no explanation to what happened there. I may have broke too hard. Ooh, the bike went from me then. Again, I think it's me braking. I don't know how to brake. Have you noticed as well what's happened as well? The rain's dried out, which is a nice touch. Maybe that's why I'm falling off. Maybe I should try pit stop into dry tires. That corner every time. They sneak up on me. They honestly sneak up on me every time, these corners. But yeah, anyway, in a nutshell, motorsport enthusiast only for this, I would say. It's far too complex, and whilst there is a few accessibility options to make it more user-friendly, the whole maintaining the bike, garage options, and tuning the bike thing is just extremely overwhelming if you have zero knowledge or little knowledge of how a bike works. Oh, I actually got a green segment there. I got faster. I am getting better. It's nice and sunny now. Just in time for me to fall off and miss this corner for the 90th time. Investigating, plus 2 more seconds, 12-second penalty. So he's in front of me. I'm only 33 seconds off the lead. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'll take that. 12 seconds. You might have a minute's worth of penalties. You crashed into me then. That was not me. That was not me, sir. That was you. Hope you get a penalty. Knocking me off the bloody bike. Seriously. So, rating for this game is going to be caveated by, as I say, enthusiasts, motorsport enthusiasts, a definite buy. It's good. The little bit I've seen of it, I'm impressed with the level of customization you've got available to you. As I missed that corner for the 7th time out of 7. But if you are not, if you are a beginner or just wanting a pick up and play racing game, then this isn't for you. This is definitely avoid it, simply because it's just too complicated and you're not going to get what you want from it. And that's no detriment on the game. It's just obviously the game is targeting a certain group of people, and he nearly fell off then. I was too busy watching him do a wheelie. I fell off. Nothing to affect the quality of the game there at all, just that it's just too complicated for somebody who doesn't have necessary knowledge to know what they're doing with it. I think it'd just be too complicated and you just wouldn't get what you wanting out from the game. As I finished the race in an abysmal last with 13 seconds worth of penalties. You're telling me no other rider got a penalty at all? I don't believe that at all. But anyway, we finished the race. So as you see, you get credits, and I got some Brembo Styler. I don't know what that is, but we got that as well. And we leveled up to level 2. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. So just to recap,
events, like this one,
if you're
the
a bike
organisers will
enthusiast,
rent you a motorbike.
motorsport enthusiast, definite buy for this on both Xbox One and Xbox Series consoles. If you're not knowledgeable about the motorsport, particularly the bikes in particular, I would say just avoid this because it's just not very pick up and play friendly. Unless you want to really challenge and use it as an education tool, which is probably not the best thing to use as an education tool, then I would say stay clear of it and maybe get something a bit more pick up and play, a bit more simplistic and more maybe arcadey, because this is definitely a high-end sim for motorsports enthusiasts. But for what it is and for who it's aimed at, excellent. Looks like there's 70 events, so plenty to be going on there. Plenty of customization options, and there's online as well, which I've not even touched on. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell. It's completely free for you guys to do and helps me enormously. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.